Hello, hello. All right. I have developed I'm going to use a Celtic cross spread, but I've kind of revamped the positions and what they mean. Okay. I'm also going to pull oracle cards. Okay. This is number one video in this whole trauma medeely. Okay. So, I'm going to read it off my little cheat sheet. So I'm going to be using a Celtic cross spread. The first card out is going to be the current self, right? Your current self, your current energy. This isn't going to resonate for everybody. Don't force it. Okay. The second card will be the trauma. What's the deal? Okay. The third card out will be how deep does this go? Okay. Is it generational? Is it situational? Is it a one-time lesson? What is it? All right. And the fourth card will be how this has affected you in the past. We'll also get a card for the overall lesson. What are you supposed to learn? What do you need to know? What is going on? Right. And then it'll be how it will affect you in the future if not resolved. Um, the seventh card will be what can I control? What part of this do I have control over? The next one will be what do I need to let go that I can't control? What do I just need to let go? The universe's advice and then a potential outcome should you choose to accept that advice. I'm also going to get, like I said, I'm going to get some oracle cards. I'm actually going to do that first, I think. This is just very organic here, guys. I don't really know how this is going to look or what's going to happen, but the messages that need to come out are going to come out. Okay, that's just the bottom line. So what are we going to be working with today? What are we dealing with? What are we talking about? What does the universe need us to see? All right, self-care. Well, that's a big one, isn't it? Self-care, right? Self-care. All right, so we're going to get a card to kind of go along with that. Self-care involves everything, our physical care, our mental care, right? All of it. How we handle ourselves, how we handle trauma, how we handle others, our relationships with others and how they affect us, just everything from what we eat to what we say to what gets said to us and how we handle it, right? Everything. Self-care. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Okay, so this is basically about having fear. How does fear affect your life, affect your ability to love, affect your life? Okay, so let's get down and dirty. Okay, probably ought to do some kind of a trigger warning. Okay, and I'll put that on the front. But guys, the star is the first card trying to pop out. This is really going to be about, we're not going to be digging into like details and depths of trauma. People know for the most part what their trauma is. Okay. I don't want this to be something where people are afraid to come here because they just never know what they're going to hear. This is about the finding the positive, finding a way to move past it, finding a way to grow and learn from it. Okay. This is not really about, talking about the horrible things that have happened. Okay. That is not my gig. All right. We all have things that have happened that are terrible. All right. So here we go. Let's get started with this. And I've got my little cheat sheet because I redid this, what the cards mean in this Celtic cross spread. Okay. All right. Just breathe in, breathe out, folks. Six of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. All right, so the current self, your current energy, not going to resonate for everybody. We've got Four of Wands. The trauma. What's the trauma? What was it? What happened? The Tower. All right, I get that. We've got how deep does this go? Generational? Just a one-time thing? What is this? Eight of Wands. How has this affected you or us or them or me or whatever in the past? We've got the Eight of Swords. The overall crowning energy, right? What is the big lesson here? What are you supposed to learn? What does the universe want you to know? The Nine of Cups. How will this affect you in the future if it's not taken care of or handled? Judgment. We've also got, what is this? What can you control? Okay. What is the part of this that you have some say so in, right? That you have a voice. Two of Swords. What is the part of this that you just need to let go, right? What do we need to let go? The Four of Pentacles. And then we will have the universe's advice. The Seven of Cups. And then the potential outcome should you choose to take the universe's advice. The Emperor. All right, guys. Let's dig in. Let's see what's up. Six of Swords, bottom of the deck. Okay, so the current energy right now is this Four of Wands. This could be a lot of things. This could be somebody who's getting ready to get married, somebody who's looking for a relationship, somebody who's just trying to be happy. This could be somebody who has issues in marriage. Let's dig deeper. Let's see what we can get, okay? What is this Four of Wands here for the current self? Princess of Swords, the Page of Swords. I feel like this is a situation where it's a little bit of an immature energy. When I say immature, I don't mean bad. Okay. I just mean that this is something that you need to tackle. We're all beginners when we're starting to tackle, right? So it's like this inquisitive kind of questioning, really looking for answers and trying to find happiness. What is this? What's going on though? What is this about? We have the Four of Cups. This could potentially be somebody who is not finding happiness in relationships, not finding happiness in dating, trying every method, trying trying the websites, trying speed dating, trying blind dates, trying, meeting people at bars, at church, at the grocery store, at the bus stop, like just really like, I'm ready to find my person and not having had success with that yet, right? And there's a lot of, I mean, that energy is very um prevalent right now. There's a lot of people, especially from COVID, right? It's like I don't even know if we're supposed to say that on here because that might be like a anyway, whatever. Um, it changed the way we see the world. It changed the way we did things, right? Online was everything. And now that's kind of continues to be the standard, right? And it certainly can lead to a lot of dissatisfaction because there's no accountability when you're looking at online. Anybody can lie about anything as many times as they want. Well, come on in, Phoebe. Come on, get in here. Get in here. There to go. There you go. You don't want to come say hi? Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to, but you can. You say hi. Say hi, everybody. No? Okay. Come here. You get hi. Oh, you got a toy? You can bring me a toy? You bring me a toy? Okay. Um, get a dog. Maybe that's the lesson. That's what I did. Anyway, it's just that you start to question everything. You start to question, is there something wrong with me? Am I doing it wrong? Am I, all of these things. And it's really easy to rabbit hole down this, maybe I need to look different. Maybe I need to dress different. Maybe I need to act different. What's popular now? Well, that changes every friggin' day, right? It's just that it's very easy to get very down on yourself because things like that aren't going well. Trust me when I say, though, that you can figure out what's going on, okay? And figure out what the lesson is we're supposed to learn from it, how we're supposed to heal from it, what we need to know about it so that we can move on. The universe will bring us amazing things because it's all about learning lessons. It's all about leveling up. It's all about making all of us the highest vibrating beings that we can possibly be for the most joy, right? So, what is this tower? What was this tower moment? The Ten of Swords, pain, betrayal, some kind of ending that was. I mean, when you get the tower and the Ten of Swords together, oof. Tell me more about this tower and this Ten of Swords. What is this? I love that this Ten of Swords, though, has the sun coming up in the background. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. What is this Tower Ten of Swords for the actual trauma itself. And I am going slower with this because I want this to be something that everybody can sort of soak up. And also, it's new to me. I mean, I don't have Nine of Wands. So whatever happened here, guys, it's going to be different for everybody. But whatever happened here really affected the way you look at yourself, the way you perceive yourself, and you're starting to compare yourself to others, and you're in your mind, you're coming up short. Okay. And the issue is that this Ten of Swords, it's like you're hurting yourself over and over and over again. You just keep repeating these tower moments because um it's like you're not finding validation in the form of, people wanting to engage in dating or relationships with you or whatever. And that can be horrifyingly damaging. Okay. And this Nine of Wands tells me that you just keep doing it. It's like you're like you just keep beating yourself up. Okay. So what do we got? So how deep does this go? Right? Is this a pattern in your family? Is this a pattern with just you? Is this just something that's happened recently? Like what's going on? We have this Eight of Wands. I almost get that. Certainly, this is something that's happening a lot more right now simply because everything is online, right? And if people are just really like zeroing in on us and looking at every part of our bodies. I mean, we'll get messages. I've gotten messages that are like, do you have any pictures of the lower half of your body? Anyway, because I guess they think that like I'm secretly hiding the fact that I my bottom half is like 10 times bigger than my top. I don't know. Anyway, so this is something that's it's like you're carrying it around with you all the time. I don't see this as being something though that that comes from, like repeated family patterns, right? This is something where there was a time in everybody's life, the last few years that we've all, I mean, we just do things differently. And so when we do that, there's new triggers, there's new traumas, there's new rewards, there's new amazing things. But, with the good comes the bad and the bad comes the good. It's just the way life is. So what is this Eight of Wands? The King of Cups. I feel like this is something maybe if this is something that you've seen before, um it's something that has only happened in like love relationships. Maybe you've seen your mom struggle, maybe you've seen your friends struggle, but you're noticing it everywhere now. It's like where you maybe wouldn't have noticed it as much before. Now you're noticing it all the time and you're comparing yourself to everyone and you're just beating yourself up. Okay? Just beating yourself up. Yeah, the Three of Swords. This is something that it's like you're building layers and layers and layers of this. And if you don't start knocking this down, you're going to just close off your emotions altogether. Um, and it'll be really easy to hide from this for the rest of your life. Okay. So in the fourth, so how did it affect you in the past? So here I do see you felt like your hands were tied. There's nothing you could change. There's nothing you could do to make yourself feel better, to make yourself want to go out there and do things. It's really got you in this headspace of feeling very stuck and unworthy. Makes my tummy hurt. Seven of Wands. Yeah, you've kind of like held people at an arm's length, right? Maybe where you used to be, excited and happy about, new things or activities or adventures or whatever, now you're kind of closed off, you're not wanting to do as much. And it all stems from this image of self and this fear that you have, right? The Empress. This certainly could have been something that affected you in a marriage or in a long term relationship, especially if you had somebody who maybe wasn't faithful or drew a lot of attention. Um, and you're carrying this forward. So, that's not going to be for everybody, but this is, maybe you were at home with the kids and you had a spouse that was, out schmoozing clients or out in the public doing, and it just, you sort of just became this. And I know because I felt like this, like I'm just, the boys' mom. I didn't see myself as Carly, as a person. I'm his wife. I'm their mother. And when you start to lose that self identity, um, it can make things really difficult. And it makes you feel really alone. And you get to the point where you don't know yourself. You don't know what you like. You don't know what you don't like. I found that when I became single, I didn't have hobbies. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I didn't like. I was very hard on myself. Okay, so what is this crowning overall energy? What is the lesson you need to learn here? What do you need to know? Finding emotional fulfillment on your own, right? Because that's where you're going to get it. When you work on self-care, self-love, self-motivation, um, instead of looking outwardly for that, looking inwardly for that, which is something we are not accustomed to. Okay. It's very foreign to us. It's very awkward. It sounds corny. It's just all kinds of odd. Okay. But hang with me. Okay. Because it gets so good. It gets so good. Right. This working on yourself, loving yourself, however you do that, whatever makes you feel good. Right. Whether it's taking a walk in nature or painting or drawing or writing or singing or I don't whatever it is, right? Rebuilding that relationship with yourself, rebuilding your self-interest in yourself, like finding yourself interesting, right? Figuring out what you like, spending time in places that make you happy. That's the lesson. That's the key. That's where it's at. The 10 of Pentacles, that's when you get fulfillment, stability, a foundation, right? That's not covered, that's not surrounded by walls. 4 of Pentacles. That's when you kind of get this groundedness, this foundation that you can build on, right? So how will this affect your future if you don't take care of it, right? If not resolved. I had to look at my cheat sheet. How will this affect your future? We've got Judgment. This is a lot of inner turmoil and maybe even other people judging you and allowing it to just eat you alive. This is you being so harsh and critical on yourself that it's all you think about and it consumes you. And that's when we start to get into some really tricky, um, you know, areas of having it affect your mental health, right? As a nurse, every single person you encounter has a mental health issue. That doesn't mean we're all mentally unstable. It just means that everybody has some kind of anxiety at some point in their life or depression at some point in their life or, a bit of crippling fear, and I mean, we all have it. Not one of us are perfect and have been raised in a perfect environment in perfect love. It doesn't happen. Okay. That's just not a thing. So this is just literally, allowing these feelings to just loom over you and crush you and affect every single aspect of your life. Yeah, the Fool. You find yourself in that energy of starting over all the time and not even making it to the first level before you're knocked back down again. Because you've trained your brain to believe that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you don't deserve this, or you can't have that, or there's something wrong with you. And that's not true. None of those things are true. None of those things are true. And you even start to worry about, what are they saying about me? Are they talking about me? Are they laughing at me? And that's horrifying. Horrifying. The Chariot. Yeah, it lets you, it drives you away from the people that you love. And it will drive you wherever you let it, right? Those dark, twisty corners of your mind. Yeah. Okay. So what can you control? What's part of this that you can take a hold of, wrestle, and be done with? Okay. We've got this Two of Swords. Okay. Not allowing opinions of other people to affect you, going inward. Okay. And trying to be logical about it and not let emotions overrun you, right? There's still emotions in this card. They're but just behind the person in the form of water. She's very grounded. She's got both feet on the ground, still defensive, right? Covering that heart chakra, still guarded with those swords, going inward, that blindfold on. She's not looking at anything going on out here. She's not listening to anyone else. It's going inward, facing our shadow side, facing the darkness, figuring out how to set healthy boundaries, how to move forward honestly, being honest with yourself, but not allowing things to just get you so carried away, right? The Five of Cups. The whole lesson in the Five of Cups is yes, there are three cups that are spilled. You can't unring a bell, right? But you still have two full cups. And you can pick those up and take them anywhere you'd like, right? That's all you need. So don't stay in the energy, don't linger in that energy of the past, things that didn't work out or things that you look at as failures, because they're not failures, they're lessons. You're just not seeing it because it's hard to sometimes, right? You know, this could even be the energy of missing somebody, missing yourself, missing a person you love, thinking back to when times were better and you didn't feel sad all the time, right? It's like that energy of knowing that there is happiness out there and it doesn't have to be in the form of the past. You can have happiness now. You just can't let other people affect you so much because everybody else is just a person like you, just a person like me. The Nine of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card because the Nine of Pentacles shows that, in the traditional tarot, it's that single, fierce, independent lady, right? With her money and her bird and her beautiful dress. It's like finding fulfillment on your own, finding stability on your own, right? Realizing that you don't need anyone else to have those things. That if you want it and you work for it, you can have it. You can have it all on your own. And if you decide to share it with somebody else later on, great. If not, even better. Whatever you want to do, right? What do you need to let go? We have this Four of Pentacles. This is somebody who is hunkered down, holding on, not letting go. Okay. What do you need to let go? What's the part of this that you just have to let go? This is a stubborn energy, and we all tend to hold on to the bad. Seven of Cups. So, in your mind, figure out what truly is real and what's not. Get out a pen and paper, a whiteboard, whatever. Write it on your mirror, write it on your refrigerator. You can wipe that dry erase marker right off, okay? Make a list. Okay? What is real, what is not? Okay? Is it real that you are horribly stupid? No, probably not. So you're not stupid. So that means you're smart. That's a real thing, okay? You're self-aware. You're making the list. You're self-aware. Just figuring out the parts of you that where the fear is definitely very real and where it's not. Okay. Nobody's ever going to love me. That's not true. Um, it could take me a while to find somebody that I love. That's certainly true. Very true. It's just figuring out where those fears come from. Do they come from reality or do they come from more fear? And then just do your best to work on those fears. And I am not the best. I'm not the one to tell you how to fix all of that. Okay. But self-awareness is the beginning. I actually have a horrible fear of sharks. It's ridiculous. I live in the Midwest. There's not an ocean for, there's not an ocean. I live in the Midwest. Deathly afraid of sharks. Ridiculous. I'd go to the lake and I'd be like, yeah, not getting in there. Okay. So what I did was I bought a necklace that had a little turquoise and silver shark on it, and it came with like this ocean tracker thing where you could every purchase went towards, I don't know, whatever, like saving the environment, the oceanic environment, sharks or whatever it was, okay? And then you could also download an app and it would track, you could track sharks. They have one with sea turtles and whales. It's just really about becoming involved in our environment, and working towards a better environment, right? But I thought I'm going to wear this necklace. I'm going to face this fear, even if it's just this little tiny thing right here. I'm going to face it because I used to not even be able to look at pictures without just losing my mind. And I'm better because I've decided it's not real. I mean, I was a person that worked on a boat where there were a lot of sharks, maybe that would be real. But I'm not. I don't even have a boat or a place to put one. So it's not real, right? I mean, it comes from somewhere. I don't know where it comes from. Does it matter? Probably not. Could be past life freaking trauma. I don't know. But here's the thing, it's not real. So I'm just taking little steps at a time to conquer that. Okay. That's just one little piece of the crazy that I am. Figuring out what's real, what's not. Just because it isn't a real thing doesn't mean it's not real scary. I'm not going to be eaten by a shark in my bathtub. When I close my eyes, did I picture that? You bet I did. It's not real. Pull it together, Carly. Right? Pull it together. And then the Ace of Swords. So it's like cutting away anything that's just ridiculous that you don't have any control of. I don't have any control over the fact that there are sharks in the ocean. Does it do me any good to lay in bed at night and be afraid of them? No, not even a little. Okay. So here we have, what's the universe's advice? We've got this Seven of Cups again, right? Don't let that imagination get you carried away. Deal with what's real and what's tangible and what you can fix. Understand that you're beautiful in a lot of ways, right? The Seven of Cups are filled with things. Be happy with what you have. Find validation in what you have and don't worry about what you don't. The Three of Wands. Understand that the universe can open up avenues at any time, okay? You just have to stay in this energy of working on yourself, um, loving yourself, finding happiness, being the kind of person that's not judgmental or critical of yourself or of others. And, that's another thing. I can tell you a time when I was terribly judgmental and critical and harsh and hateful. And then my son got his girlfriend pregnant in high school, and I was going to be a grandma. And I remembered all of the horrible, hateful things that I'd said about people whose kids got pregnant or who got pregnant, at a young age or whatever. And I was like, whoa, whoops. There's always going to be something out there that happens to you that you thought never would. It's not the end of the world. And the sun, look at that. The sun. Stand in the sun. Be vulnerable. People are going to accept you and love you. And if they don't, those aren't your people. I love that that's in the advice. So here's your outcome should you choose to take your advice, right? That energy of bossing up and being in charge of you and conquering your fears. The Emperor is a conqueror, right? The Emperor is a conqueror. He knows how to take care of himself. He knows how to take care of his kingdom. He's always ready to fight for what's right. but he'd rather not have to fight if he didn't, right? A watchful eye, but out of love, not out of fear. And the Two of Pentacles, that ability to reason and find your truth and find your happiness, weigh the benefits against, the not benefits, the pros and cons, that adaptability, able to absorb new information, take things as they come. It's just like that balancing act of everyday life, making decisions, deciding what's important, and doing so with love and positivity. And the Ace of Cups, look at that, self-love. Your cup runneth over. That's what it's about. Then we have Temperance on the very bottom. It's really beautiful. That's, that guardian angel tempering your energy, healing you, providing you with patience and kindness and love and overseeing things. I like it. It's all good stuff. So here we have this journey, right? You're on this journey, being very inquisitive, but looking around you for validation instead of within you, right? And when you're looking out instead of in, you feel hopeless, you feel less than, right? You need to ignore what's going on with other people and other situations and find the fire in your belly for yourself. Weigh the pros and cons, figure out what you can do and what you can't do and work with what you can do instead of being in this miserable, heartbroken, stressed out energy. That's when you find companionship, happiness, enlightenment, right? Kindness, sweetness, and that energy of that Nine of Pentacles that we talked about, right? Setting healthy boundaries. Okay, endings are always going to come, but you can always get over them and move past them. You don't have to live there. Okay, so that's what we have. This is the first episode, right, of Stand in the Sun, and I love that the sun actually came out. That makes me happy. All right, guys, hit me with your thoughts, your opinions. Okay. I'm not going to not going to talk about anything else but the reading in these videos. I think that's important. I want this to be a place for people to find something they can work with. It's not going to resonate for everybody, but there's always going to be a lesson, right? And I want to build a community of people who are here to uplift others, empower others. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. All right, guys. Hit me with your thoughts, your opinions. And in the meantime, I'm sending you tons of love and light. Until next time.